And welcome to another edition of the ETBU Sportsnet Coaches Show. I'm Kenneth K. Klein, alongside the head volleyball coach Keely Peterson. Coach Peterson, you're coming off your final ASC crossover tournament of the season. You came away with one win out of that, but you took on some really good quality competition. So, from your own perspective, what were some of the key things that you took away from this crossover?
Well, one, we've got to be better middle defense. We've got to be able to defend middles going into conference tournament. We're going to see some really top-notch middles, and you saw it if you look at the scores and watch the games. Just playing more so against even Howard Payne, they have an amazing middle, and she kind of ran up their score for them. But Concordia and UMHB, they have some great middles that we didn't do a great job of stopping, and that's something we have to really focus on and be better at in order to be successful when we get to conference tournament. So that was a big one. We had a couple of little different things going on. We had to mix people up a little bit in the middle. For us, we had Liz back, which did help us. We went from having a lower number of blocks per match to increasing that, kind of doubling it just by having her back from her injury. So it was good to see her back on the court. So that was really exciting. And we talked a lot about knowing why we're playing and what are our reasons we play the game of volleyball, and really just making sure that we're doing the most that we can to really perfect our game in order to understand why we're on the court. And the girls really showed that out, and I thought we had a really good match against UMHB. Obviously we came out on the losing end of that, but we saw some really good things out of it, so we're excited to kind of take that forward.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that, you look at the schedule, some of your losses, of course, have been sweeps, but if you kind of dive deep down, which unfortunately most people fail to do, if you dive deep down, they are really, you really are in those kind of games as well. Just kind of talk about, or the intensity that you're facing as a team, when you're going up against top-notch competition and you're kind of fighting within those battles.
Well, I think a lot of times, we see some of the youth. We do have some younger kids playing on the court, and you see a little bit of youth there. Freshmen are going to make freshman mistakes. I can't remember what coach, but a coach has said previously that you can count on having 1 to 2 errors per set per freshman that's on the court. And that's just, they're young. They're learning the game still. They're still learning how to adjust to the college atmosphere. So we have a lot of freshmen that are on the court. So I think we see a little bit of that, and that they're, a little shaky in places. And it's amazing the things that you will see in those top games that are brought out, we really need to focus on middle defense, or we're a little weak-minded sometimes. And I think that's something that we have to really focus on, is whenever the going gets really tight, sometimes we don't get going, and we've got to really make sure that we're pushing through and finishing hard. And that's something we talked about this weekend as we went to face Concordia and UMHB, is that we have to make sure that whenever the things get tough, and they're going to score their points, they've got big swings, they're not getting player of the week consistently because they're not getting big swings. So we have to make sure that when they do come, they get those swings, that we react in a positive manner, and that we really focus on controlling our side of our game. And if we can control our game, then we're going to be right back in it. So that's something that has really been brought out, that we have to focus on and really work on. But it's really neat to see when the going gets tough, the ones who really are already in that level. I think this weekend that Allison Sevening really had a great weekend. She really showed some strong leadership, and she's one of those, when in a tough game, you can count on her to really just push through, and she brought a lot of positive energy, and it was really exciting to see that from her. And she was bringing people with her and pulling people in that direction, and that's what we need to be seeing from our upperclassmen, and is really leading these younger girls on, hey, in a tough match, this is when we really fight. These are the areas we look to succeed in, and I was just really proud of that.
You talked about your freshmen. Obviously, they're going to make their fair share of mistakes, but obviously, as we've seen from time to time, your freshmen have continued to, improve upon their game plan and have really contributed as well. Just kind of talk about, or who are some of the key freshman players that you've really been impressed with the most? I mean, obviously, all of them have really contributed in their fair share of ways.
Yeah, so, I'm really just impressed overall with some of our youth. Some of our sophomores are doing big things, but our freshmen have really picked up their game. Julia De Los Santos is somebody we can get out there, and she's going to find some court time, whether it's as the libero or as a DS. She's somebody who has an amazing aggressive serve, and she's just really quick, and she reads the ball well, and she has a great touch. So areas she can continue to improve in is communication. She's got to be a little louder. She's kind of a little quiet. If we can get her to talk more, then I think she's going to be an amazing athlete for 4 years. Also, Savannah Stanley, she gets out there and she is a worker. She is a workhorse. She's somebody who comes in, she stays late, she comes early, she's always working hard to make herself better. And our little DS group, we have a group of 4 DSs that are just phenomenal. We have every game. It literally sometimes goes down to warm-ups for a game to see who's going to start, who's going to have the better serve receive, because all 4 of them are just awesome back there. And what do we need game to game? And they all bring something different, and it's really exciting to see that. But that DS group is really strong, and we've been really impressed with them. But then up on the front row, you have Annie Harris, who's just really stepped up her game. She's been hurt as of lately. She's having a quad issue, so she didn't get on the court this weekend. But I think she's somebody for the next 4 years you're going to be really impressed with and see her just continue to grow and develop into this huge middle for us. And we're really pumped about it. And Lindsay Hill, she's been doing really good on the right side. We recruited her as an outside of all things. And after Carly went down and had her accident in Colorado and with her leg, we needed somebody to come in and kind of help with that area a little more. And Lindsay is somebody that's really just picked up her game. And we sat down with her and we're like, look, right now, you're a little lower on the totem pole in the outside, but we need somebody who can help out on the right. And she was like, Coach, I've played right. Like, I'd love that. And she's willing to do whatever it takes for the team, and she scores. And she's very fundamental. She's really good with her block and just focusing on getting across the net, and she's somebody who could be really big for us in the future too.
All right. One final question, Coach. Of course, you have one match this week, and of course you're going back to Tyler to take on UT Tyler. Now, pending, of course, that the schedule kind of works out in the favor, this could potentially be the last time that you face UT Tyler, considering that Tyler is moving up to Division II. So given the fact that even though this might be it as far as the matchup, the head-to-head, just kind of talk about what you could be expecting as far as this upcoming matchup on Tuesday.
Well, it's going to be a tough one. One, it's always the Tyler game. It's a rivalry game. It's also their senior night, so they have 4 girls graduating that have been a huge part of their program. So they're going to, just like our senior night, they're going to go out trying to honor those girls. So it's going to be a tough match. Something that's a little different for us is we've got a couple of big injuries, so we'll be playing a different group. So we're excited to see how some of our other people really step up and play, and I can't wait to just see these girls work together on the court. And the good thing is we just played 3 matches on their court. It is a tough place to play, but we got a lot of experience in there this weekend, so we're excited. We don't really have to do a whole lot of adjusting, and we're going to hit the ground running, and it'll be a fun match.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you this tomorrow as you take on UT Tyler. We'll have more on the ETBU Coaches Show in just a bit.